But y'all just have to look at this bed messed up. Hey, hey, hey. Look, I'm trying to. Okay. What up, everybody? Happy Monday, everyone. Let me get y'all, make sure y'all here first before I get started. Whew. I hope everybody's having a good Monday. I hope y'all can see me on YouTube because this light is really lighting in my face. Hey, Chu, how are you? Hey, Mo, what's going on? I appreciate y'all being here on Monday. Man, we got to talk about what this IRS done came up with so y'all know. So if y'all got some business owner friends, y'all might want to tag them, okay? If you got some friends who are business owners and you know they didn't set up their stuff right, I'm gonna need y'all to tag them too, okay? Give ourselves a couple minutes. And again, if y'all have any questions, go ahead on and drop those so that I can address them. Y'all know this hour flies by super fast, okay? Ooh, good. I'm glad y'all can't see too much because this jacket's hot, okay? Oh, well, y'all just gonna have to see. All right. Hey, Miss Paula. Hey, hey. Well, I appreciate you guys all being here today. Let me see. All right, what time I got? I know I came on a couple of minutes late, but I did that on purpose. Trying to get myself together. So again, if y'all have any questions, make sure y'all drop those. We can talk about credit, bankruptcy. We can talk about these taxes that's getting ready to come up. That's what I'm gonna be talking about tonight. Hell, basically anything that y'all have been seeing, we can discuss. And again, I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Okay. I had a wonderful Thanksgiving myself. And so, I didn't want to leave y'all hanging because I know around this time of the year is when the good nuggets get dropped and they know that we're not paying attention because we're trying to get ready for the holidays. Hold on, let me move this over here so I can see y'all better. But they know we're trying to get ready for the holidays. They know y'all not necessarily paying attention. So I'm going to put y'all up on game of what's been going on, okay? So again, thank y'all for being here. Happy Monday to everybody. Again, as always, drop your questions, tag, like, share, all that good stuff that y'all do to support me. I appreciate it. We're just going to start off really quick. I don't know if you guys have heard something that Trump had mentioned that he's going to do going forward, which can be good for some of you guys, especially if you guys are trying to get out of debt. Trump mentioned that he is going to mandate that interest rates on credit cards cannot go over 10%. Okay. Don't know if you guys have heard that or not. But before everybody gets excited, I wanted to give y'all the real deal. Please let me know if y'all can hear me too. Okay. I don't know how many of you guys are veterans or in the military, but there is something called the service members. I guess it's like a civil rights, not a civil rights service member. It's SRCA. Anyway, basically what this is. Hey, Miss Aura, thank you. So what this is, and this is what Trump is trying to do also, is when individuals are in the military and they are deployed, they are on orders. Okay. You have the ability to send those orders to your credit card company, and they will automatically drop your interest rate down to 6% for as long as you are deployed. Okay. If y'all didn't know that, yes, you can do that. Okay. But what Trump is trying to do, or what he's stating that he's going to try to do, is he's going to try to bring your interest rates on your credit cards to have them capped at 10%. Now, this is great. Again, if you guys are trying to get out of debt, if you guys are not trying to get out of debt and you don't have the money and you are just going to ride on the fact that your credit cards are at 10%, then unfortunately, you're going to find yourself back in the same situation. Okay. I seen the video and people were raving about it. Okay. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand that he cannot do this permanently. This is something that can only happen temporarily, just like the individuals who are in the military. It's only a certain amount of time that they can cap your interest rates on your credit cards. And if you find that this happens when he takes office, I would say for you guys to definitely use that time to get out of debt. Okay. If that is not you, you don't have that money to get out of debt, then you need to make sure you are not going to charge your credit card crazily, because once that period is over, you're going to go right back to whatever interest rate that you were already at. All right. If you guys did not know, a president, not that I take anything away from the position, but they do not have the authority to tell banks that they cannot um, raise your interest rates, or that they can only make your interest rate a certain amount. All right. If y'all did not know that, then y'all definitely need to check out what the IRS really is and what the Federal Reserve really is. Not that, just because it has federal in front of it does not make it a government entity. These banks do their own thing. They have their own lobbyists. They have individuals that, senators and congressmen that actually are, I don't want to say they're on their payroll, but these people, these banks use lobbyists to make sure that this kind of stuff does not stay around long term. So that is something that I want you guys to look out for. Okay. The second thing, we are in December, guys. So if you have not already done your FinCEN application, where you're basically claiming your business, the BOI, the Business Ownership Information Form, then y'all need to do that. A lot of y'all have contacted me, asked me to reach out to do them for you, which I don't mind. But once I go to find your businesses are already inactive or expired. So if you are not sure, you need to pull your business up in the Secretary of State to see if it's active before you send me on a wild goose chase. Okay. But y'all need to know for your own self that you have a business that's actually active. If your business is not active, you do not have to worry about registering it. Only businesses that are active. Okay. Let me see if y'all ask me any questions real quick before I go on. Y'all know I don't like to miss anybody. And again, y'all drop any questions that you have. Hey, Mahalia. Mahalia says, do you have to file a BOI if the LLC? Mahalia, I just read the question. It says, do you have to file a BOI if the LLC was dissolved by the state or over a year ago? No, even if your business dissolved yesterday, you do not have to do a BOI. The business has to be active in order for you to claim it. You can't claim something that technically does not exist. Okay. So I hope that answered your question. All right. The second thing, hey, Nikki the Great, I definitely want to get on this IRS thing because I know it's probably going to be some confusion. We only have so many weeks, before it's January. And as y'all did not know, anything that you do before December 31st, as it pertains to your taxes, your business, your personal taxes, it will it stays. If you try to make any changes after that, it will not count for the previous year, because December 31st is still 2024. So you guys have until December 31st to do a lot of these things. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. All right. So again, y'all on TikTok, y'all make sure y'all share and like. Okay. I see somebody hitting the heart. I appreciate that. But y'all make sure y'all share and tag somebody. Okay. Same here on YouTube. If y'all did not know, going forward, the IRS is going to send out or going to have companies send out 1099-Ks. 1099-Ks are the third-party merchant forms. 1099s are nothing but information sheets. The K is the government's version of saying that this is for merchants and anybody that processes payments. If you've used PayPal, eBay, Cash App, any of these Cash App accounts, okay, and you have it set for business, if you made over $5,000, you will receive a 1099-K, and you have to report it on your taxes. All right. Here is why I brought up the December 31st thing. All right. And this is just for y'all that don't know. If some of you have been a sole proprietor and you're like, you know what, I opened up my business, or I want to open up a real business. I don't want the money I make from my business mixed with my personal income. You still have time to fix that. You have until December 31st. Okay. If you have and again, if y'all got questions about this, drop them so I can answer it. If you have like a Cash App, you can have a personal Cash App or a business Cash App. If y'all not sure what you got, you need to check, because some of y'all get money from Cash App, and y'all notice if somebody send you 100, you might only get $96. That's because you have a business Cash App, and or you have a loan and you owe Cash App money. Okay, so for some of y'all need to check to see which one you have. If you have PayPal, you do get the choice to have a personal or a business PayPal, but PayPal is saying that they're going to report regardless of what type of account you have. If you have Venmo and you've been sending money or receiving money on Venmo, Venmo is also going to report this. They are stating they're only going to do this for your business account. PayPal, it doesn't really matter, because if I'm not mistaken on PayPal, um, you get to choose, if you can choose friends and family versus goods and services, you're fine if you choose friends and family. But if you chose goods and services, you will possibly be receiving a 1099K. Um, oh, thank you. Look at that. Okay, Mahalia said my facial threads look good. Okay, thank you. And if y'all didn't know, yes, I did try the threads, the lift the cheeks, just to see, because your girl was feeling like she needed to do something different, and I did. Okay, so thank you very much. Um, Golly, what else? If you are using like eBay, if you're selling anything on Etsy, y'all, and you don't want that money mingled with your personal funds, y'all need to make sure you create that business real fast, open that bank account, that business bank account, and get yourself an EIN, so that when you file taxes, they don't have to be connected, they can be separate. All right, some of you have situations where y'all don't want y'all money to commingle. Okay, and I'll give you an example. A friend of mine called me today and said, hey, I pay my child support through one of those apps. How do I make sure that I'm not in trouble or my baby mama's not in trouble? And I said, well, one, you need to find out if they're using a personal or business account when they're using whatever platform you transfer the money. But also, you need to ask this person if they are not including that money when they're going to get like food stamps or things like that. Because I know how it is. Some people don't include all the money. And if you're one of those people that you don't include all the money and you want to make sure it's separate, then this. So I told him, if she's one of those individuals that's receiving welfare of some sort and she does not want them to know that she got the extra money, she's going to need to create a business real quick. And yes, you can do it for cheap and not an LLC, guys. She's going to need to create a business, get an EIN, and she needs to go back into whatever platform y'all are using, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and go in and change it from being paid under your social to being paid under your EIN, so that when tax time comes around, you are carrying that money that you received on the right tax form. Because some of y'all may be paying for it personally when you meant for it to be paid or carried on to your actual business taxes, not your personal taxes. Okay. So let me see. I see some questions over here on YouTube. Again, if y'all got any questions over here on TikTok, y'all please drop them so that I make sure that I'm clear. Okay. Let me see what you're saying. Let me see what you're saying. What's the other entity you can file an identity theft report under the police department? That is FTC, Federal Trade Commission. You can file a police report through them for identity theft. And Nikki the Great says y'all hit the like button on your way in, and make sure if y'all leave, hit the like button on that too. Okay, but the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, if y'all have been a victim of identity theft and you don't want to deal with the police department, you can actually just do it online, and they will give you a PDF copy, and you can just use that for your to work on your credit. Okay. Mahalia says, what's the next question? Mahalia, you dropping some good questions now. I know that. Mahalia says, if the LLC was dissolved, do you have to deactivate the EIN number? You can if you choose. That's a good question. You can. The IRS tells you that if the business has gone awry, it's no longer active, you can call. There's a number you can call to deactivate the EIN. If you don't do that, and you create another business in the future, and when you try to go to get the EIN online, you will find now the system will reject and tell you that you have to call the 800 number. More than likely, what's going to happen is they're going to make you carry that same EIN you had before on your they're going to make you change the name to whatever the new business is so that you can keep the old EIN. I personally think they're running out of numbers, and this is how they're going to go about uh, keeping the numbers low so that people aren't doing EINs like they're doing socials and just making them up. Okay. So you can deactivate it if you don't think you're going to go back into business again, but you don't have to, because you can recycle and reuse that one. Okay. All right, let me see what y'all saying. And again, if y'all just now tuning in, thank you for watching. Please drop me any questions. We're talking about the IRS right now and what is going on in this upcoming tax season. I'm telling y'all gonna be busy with Christmas, New Year's, then the presidential election, and boom, not the election, but the presidential, y'all know what it's called. That, and then boom, it's tax time. Y'all not even gonna have no time to think. And this is when all the changes are coming. Okay. So I want y'all to make sure y'all know what to do. Because, and I'm going to give y'all a breakdown of what they're doing. This is another thing that they're doing. And I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to get to y'all questions in a minute. All right. So hold on. Let me see. So it is $5,000 that they're making the Cash Apps report this year. But what they don't tell y'all is what they're going to do going forward for the next coming years. Okay. And let me see. So it's going to be $5,000 reportable transactions in 2024, or for the tax season 2024. All right. Which will be the year 2025. In year 2026, it's going to go down from $5,000 down to $2,500. And then in year 27, they are going to go down to $600. So the $600 reporting threshold that the IRS wants is still going to happen. What they are doing is rolling it out slowly so that they have time to work the kinks out. Remember, when they were going to do that for this year's tax season, they were afraid because nobody knew how it was going to go. We didn't know because they were saying everybody was going to get a 1099. And I want to let you guys know it's still possible that a lot of you still may get a 1099. One, because it could be a mistake. Two, some of these Cash App companies are not going to be sure to send you one or not to send you one. So you may get one anyway. It could be just for information purposes. And the third thing is that they are definitely trying to catch what they call tax cheats. And they swear they're going after rich people, but rich people usually make more than $5,000 in business. So they're going to have to explain something to me. So I just want you guys to know that they will be looking. So if you are using any of these apps, and I know everybody uses them, you should be concerned. Here is one thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to read y'all questions. If you are using Zelle, Zelle does not have a business or personal attribute. You can only use just Zelle. So if you are using Zelle, you are okay. Zelle is not going to report. They are saying that the only one so far that I've read that it's not going to report, regardless of what you've been receiving. But everything else, all the other apps, they are going to report. All right. Harry says, excuse my ignorance. How do you create a business without the LLC? No, that's not ignorant. It's a good question. When I say don't use the LLC, if you create a business and you create a LLC, then essentially all you are doing is going to report the same money that's paid to your LLC back on your regular taxes. That doesn't stop. That doesn't separate your business from your personal income. If you want to separate your business from your personal income, you are going to need a corporation or an S corp, an S corporation. Those are the only two types of businesses that are not filed on a 1040. Your regular taxes are on 1040. If you have an LLC, you're also going to report any income from that LLC on your 1040. And that's ultimately what you guys don't want. For most of you guys don't want that. And a lot of you didn't know that when you created your business. So y'all just out here thinking you got businesses, and that you do, but it has everything to do with how it's reported at tax time. Okay. So it's great to make all that money, but if you didn't want all that money to be on your personal taxes, you've now screwed yourself by having that LLC. Okay. The only option you can do, well, you got two options. You could switch to a corporation or S corp, or you can ask the IRS to treat your LLC like a corporation. A lot of you do not have time to get that form in and get the IRS to acknowledge that they accept your request. So if you are trying to switch something now before the end of the year, you're going to need to have a corporation or an S corp. Basically, that you're just going to need to, if you don't already have one, you're going to need to create one. So that's how you can do that. Okay. Let me see what y'all saying over here on TikTok real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. And again, y'all make sure y'all share and like and all that good stuff. Okay. I know it's a lot of whole drama and stuff going on, but this is important stuff that y'all need to know. T Black says, I got my DMB using my family address because I haven't found an actual brick and mortar. There's nothing wrong with that. And when she says DMB, she's talking about Dun & Bradstreet. If you want to get a Dun& Bradstreet number using a residential address, that's cool. The problem is you're going to need to change that at some time because nobody likes to give funding to individuals who use a residential address. It's a little bit more riskier. If I were you and you're looking for a brick and mortar address, I would try using a UPS, not post office, the UPS. They have a physical location. You can use a virtual mailbox. And also you can use storage locations. Some storage locations rent out mailboxes that you can use as a physical address. I would try to use those versus a residential address. All right. So hope that helps. And thank you for writing that comment. Okay, let me see what y'all saying. Hold on. I don't want to miss nobody. Okay. Reminder topic: creating a business for your children. You are exactly right. Thank you, Mahalia. I can get to that once I see don't have no more questions on that. Okay. Is it too late for student loans to be forgiven? No, it's not too late for student loans to be forgiven. You guys still have until sometime in 2025 for the Sweet versus Cardona lawsuit. If you or a disabled vet or somebody that's on Social Security, you don't have to worry about there being any time frame. You can get rid of those loans at any time. That doesn't matter. And yes, Mahalia, it was inauguration. I could not think of the word. Nikki the Great says, will it mess up my business if I made over the amount and switch everything to my existing EIN? Will it create a bigger issue? No. So if you find that you want to separate your money, all you need to do is go back into whatever platform you're using. For example, if you're using PayPal, Etsy, eBay, any of those, you usually will set up, there's your profile. The profile asks you your name, your address, it signs you up, it asks you, are you signing up with the EIN or are you signing up with your social? Majority of you use your social because y'all probably didn't have a business set up at the time. You can always change that and set up your set that information or change that information to your business information and just update it. Some places will let you do it online. Some you may have to fax something in. You may have to send them a W-9. But either way, it's still worth doing. And if you do it before December 31st, it backdates all year. So, okay, even though you've been receiving money under your Social Security number, if you change it before December 31st, it will change and you will receive a 1099-K under your EIN so that you don't have to carry it on to your personal taxes. This, I'm talking to people who do not have an LLC. Okay. If you got an LLC, you're going to carry it on your personal taxes regardless. If you don't want to do that, y'all need to change it. Okay. Hey, Yvonne, how are you? Okay, club member, I appreciate that. Y'all, I got to do, I'm going to tell y'all what's going on. I got some other stuff to tell y'all, but I'm going to get to that at the end. Okay. Okay. So again, for those who missed it, it's $5,000 next year, $2,500 in 2026, and then down to $600 in 2027. Okay, there is some congressmen out there now trying to put out legislation to change that, to see if they can get this, to be at least kept to the $5,000. I'm telling you, the days of getting $20,000 and not having to report that income was good, but it is now over. Okay. Oh, I keep freezing. Oh no. I'm glad. Why y'all just not telling me that? Thank you. I was wondering what my numbers were going down. I'm sorry. It's not looking like that to me. Hold on. Let me switch to my let me make sure I put it on my Wi-Fi. Give me 1 second, and then that might fix the whole thing. I was wondering why it was messing up like that. Hold on, y'all. Let me get over here to my to this so I can make sure I got a good little thing going because I don't want to freeze up. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that, Keisha. I had no clue. So yeah, hold on. Shoot. If y'all didn't know, I'm in a hotel room. If you can't already tell, it definitely looks like it. So yeah, I hate that. Oh, it says I'm freezing and I don't like it. Okay. It's really pissing me off over here. Ooh, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna let me. All right, so if I keep freezing, I apologize. Y'all might have to go and catch me up here on YouTube. But it's all right, I'm gonna make a video. So okay, anyway, let me move on. Hey Yvonne, how are you? Long time no see. We must talk and catch up. Absolutely. Um, all right. So y'all asked questions about how to make this from. Thank you, Linda, for coming over here. I don't know why it's freezing up over there, but I'm not even gonna try no more. So I appreciate you switching over. Y'all definitely can come and catch me on YouTube. I always try to broadcast at the same time from both, and sometimes the reception is just bad. Okay, and that's probably on me. So we what did you want to talk about? Hold on, let me get to it over here. And again, if y'all got questions about this tax reporting, that's going to be pretty important. Um, and if y'all did not know, if you are receiving a 1099K and you have to add it to your taxes, that means your income has now increased. Okay. And so the reason I stress this is because a lot of you guys that I help, I work with, a lot of y'all are receiving assistance on top of whatever side hustles y'all are trying to do. And if you don't get this right, it's going to mess up what you are trying to do. Okay. If you need food stamps for them extra 6 months, but now you're showing that you made all this money because you're doing hair in your kitchen, you might have a problem. Okay. All right. So that $600, when they get it down to that, it's going to be real crazy. Let's see. What do we want? Mahel, you put what we were talking about? BOI is for rich people too. Yes, that is for rich people too. All right, Linda says, I'm divorced since early June, still in the home with them until our house goes on the market. Do we file together? Um, so if you are in the home with your, okay, so you've been divorced since early June, you're still in the home. I'm assuming you're in the home with your children. Oh, no, okay. I get what you're saying. All right. So Linda says, I'm divorced since early June. She's still in the home with the ex until the house goes on the market. Do they file together? No, you do not file together because you guys are divorced. Okay. The law says whatever you are on December 31st at the end of the year is what you file when you go into the new year. So if you are divorced now, December 31st, if you still divorced, then you are single, and so you will file separate. Okay, so I hope that helps, and that's for anybody. Whatever your marital status is, December 31st, that is what you are supposed to file. So in your case, Miss Linda, you are divorced, you single, you back out in these streets. You don't have to file with him at all. Now, I'll add a caveat: if one of you is not working and the other person is essentially taking care of the other person, then you could possibly claim that. Well, you can put them down as a dependent. I don't know how much that's gonna get you, if anything. But if they're on disability or something like that, you can claim them as a dependent. But if they're just not working, it's not really gonna let you claim them because that person is over the age, and well, they just can't be a dependent. They don't qualify. Okay. All right, so no children. Yes. Okay. Oh, thank you, Mahalia. All right. So starting up a business for children. This is what I want to tell y'all about last week. Some of y'all aren't doing. I don't have an issue with anybody buying their kids gifts or anything like that for Christmas, for their birthdays, or anything. What I do think we should start doing is buying a business, creating a business, okay, for this child, preferably a corporation, y'all, and keeping it active every year and adding business credit to it. The reason that this is good is because by that time that child reaches an adulthood, that business will be of a certain age. Hopefully, if you've been paying attention to me, your child's credit will be good, which means that when they go to apply for personal credit, they will get approved, but also they will be approved when they go to apply for business credit, which is just as important. Another thing you can do is, in the event you want to you find somebody that says, hey, I want to get a loan from a bank and I need a company that's been around for X amount of years. I need a aged, as they call them, a shelf corporation. Well, your business that you bought for your child could be that shelf corporation because you kept it active. You've kept business credit on it, and it's been around for X amount of years. So I say by the time they're 5 or 10, buy at least one business, if not two, and keep them active and add business credit on it. You, as the parent, even though this could be a business that you put in you and your child's name, if your credit is good, you can still add credit to this business, because all it takes is one good social. Okay. It doesn't mean that it's your business because business credit is on it. That just means that that business credit account is tied to the business, but it's tied to you. So if you don't pay it, they don't come after your child. They come after whoever social was put on it. Okay. No, T Black, I think that's my Wi-Fi. Somebody said that my Wi-Fi was acting up, and I apologize. I can't get it to act right either. So, and I paid for the upgraded internet, and it still ain't doing it right on my phone. But if you want to watch me on YouTube, you can. Okay. Um. Okay. So Linda says he files our house taxes. Any one of you can file your taxes. There aren't going to be any house taxes if you sell your house. Miss Linda is asking who files for the house taxes. There's not really going to be any house taxes if y'all both file taxes separately, and say one of you wants to put the property tax form on your taxes. One of you two can do that. If y'all had a few expenses relating to the home, one of you two could choose that. You could split it. I don't see the purpose of it because you're not married, so one of you need to carry it. And when you go to sell the home will be, the 1099-S will be issued in both of you guys' name. So you both will be able to put your respected amounts on your tax form. So basically it'll split down the middle 50-50. So when y'all file, so when you divorce and you file the taxes, you just file your regular income. That is it. Okay. If you have any outside things, the only outside thing that will go on your taxes would be if you had a 1099 for a business, or if you were filing a Schedule C for the business. Other than that, you just will file separate, just as if you two never met. Nikki the Great says, I walked away. Did you say anything about the invoice website? No, I did not say anything about the invoice website. But if you got a question for me, let me know. Linda says we're retired, but he ran back to work. So if you're retired, you would only file your 1099s for your pension, and he would file his 1099s for his pension and his W-2 from his new work. Yes, a corporation. I need y'all to understand. Corporation, LLC, different. Okay, LLC means you will file your income on your personal taxes. Corporation means you file your income on an 1120, which is not your personal taxes. It's a corporate tax form. Some of y'all need to do that if y'all don't want to have the income together. Some of y'all don't want it together. All right. For example, if you have to go and say you're trying to get assistance for something, a lot of times they're going to ask for your tax forms. If you are low income over here, but you might be making a couple extra dollars on the side with your side hustle, you may not want them to know about that. Okay. Even if it's the $5,000 that they're making us report, that $5,000 can make a big difference in what you may receive for your benefits. So what do? You file for it on the business side, which means you put it under your corporation, your EIN, not your social. This is why a lot of y'all are getting jammed up, because y'all are not putting it under the right thing. Okay. And for the child business, yeah, you could do, I would do a corporation, Mahalia. Absolutely. Simply for the same reason that I'm saying right now. Make it a corporation. Banks like corporations better than LLCs. So if you want to be able to have a corporation that can grow, that you can add credit to, that you can maybe sell, or when your child hits college years, now they have two streams of credit, their personal and their business. Corporation is always better for that than it is an LLC. All right. So absolutely. Okay. Let me see what else came out real quick. See, but this doggone Wi-Fi not working. Is messing me up a little bit. Okay. Let me see. So yeah, PayPal and Venmo will definitely send you a 1099-K, regardless of if it's business or personal. Y'all need to know that. Zelle will not issue you. So a lot of y'all probably not using Zelle, but maybe some of y'all need to switch from Cash App and some of these little payment apps and start using Zelle, because Zelle's not going to report it. Now that's today. We don't know what's going to happen in a year from now. All right. And and the IRS did come out with new tax brackets. I don't know. It may not, bother, or a lot of y'all might not necessarily care, but they did update the new tax brackets, meaning what you're going to be charged tax for. Okay, so if y'all didn't know, the tax brackets go from 10% all the way to 37%. Okay, 37% is, of course, for individuals who make, almost, isn't this crazy? They haven't even hit um, $1 million and they're getting charged 37%, which is crazy. Okay, but if you are, let me see, if you make less than $11,925, which is not too many people that I know, you're only going to be in the 10% tax bracket. Okay, but 11,925 all the way up to about 50,000 is 12%. So some of y'all are going to be, you can be happy about that amount. Okay, a lot of y'all going to be safe. Or if you're just north of 50,000, I think it's 48,000 and something, you're going to be at 12%. So some of y'all have been trying to figure out, how do I know if I paid enough taxes? You can look at the tax brackets and determine, based off your income, if you paid enough. If you know your income is $50,000, well, all right, well, 50,000, the tax bracket is 22%. If you do 22% by 50,000, and you look on your year to date of what you paid in your federal tax, and if it's nowhere near close, you're gonna owe. If it might be a little close, you may be okay, because you guys have to remember, you got uh post and pre-tax deductions. Okay, but some of y'all need to get an idea of what you owe in taxes, and looking at these tax brackets that come out at the end of the year sucks. But this is how y'all can determine if you are not paying enough in your taxes, which is very important. Okay, now I say all that to say, and I'm going to continue to say, they are definitely seeking individuals who are not paying their fair share of taxes. And their fair share of taxes, of course, is going to be, in my opinion, anybody who makes $60,000 or less. Okay, that's going to be the poor people. All right? Although I don't know how they expect to make back up all this money from individuals who don't hardly make any, but what they're going to do is they're going to catch, or try to catch, every which way that you receive income, so that you have to report it. Hey, Yushana. Okay, so trying to beat the system by doing things like Schedule C's and all those write-offs, I'm going to keep telling you, it's going to be harder and harder for you guys to do. What you're going to have to do is start fixing the issue in the beginning, so that at tax time, it's a breeze. Meaning, listen to some of these things I'm telling you. Figure out how much you're supposed to be paying in taxes. Make sure that W-4 form is right. Separate your income if you need to, because look at what I just said. The tax brackets have now, the tax brackets are the same, but the income ranges have changed. Okay, so if you are making extra money from your side hustle, you may push yourself from one tax bracket into a new tax bracket. Don't even mean to. Now you're stuck paying that much more in taxes, and you don't want to have to do that. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get away from the tax man. So the only thing you can do is figure out what works best in your situation. 80K and above. Hey, Willie. 80K and above is at the next one, 22%. Okay. Uh, so, and if I went into actually just try to explain how the IRS does it, y'all are gonna laugh. Okay. But um, when you are in the 22% tax bracket, you're going to be taxed at 10% for up to a certain amount of your income, then 12% for another certain amount of your income, and then 22% for the remainder part of your income. All right. So to me, it's not just 22% across the board. You're going to be 10, 12, and 22. If you're somebody who's at 12% tax bracket based off of your income, you're going to be taxed at 10% for a certain portion of your income. Then once you get past that 11,925, now they're going to tax you at the 12%. That's how the IRS does it. They think that is being fair. Okay. I think it is too. It's a little confusing to explain, but it is fair. But y'all still need to make sure you are paying your fair share. How do we file if we already have 3 and the new baby is due next week? Congratulations. If the new baby is due next week, That means the baby will be here before December 31st, which means you will have 4 kids now, which means at tax time, you can file all 4. It's your choice how y'all choose to divvy up the kids, whether you claim all 4, he gets 2, you get 2. But the IRS goes by whatever your status is on December 31st. So if you had a baby January 1st, you cannot claim that baby. But you had that baby before December 31st, that baby now has a social. That baby can now be claimed in the new year. Okay. Mahalia says, but the rich breeze by. I really wish they wouldn't penalize the single no dependents so heavily. I agree. People who have no dependents, it really sucks, which is why having a business is probably going to be one of the best things that can help a person that is single, because you have the ability to give yourself some write-offs. Okay, now you still need to have income, and that's the one thing that y'all forget. You can't write off everything, but you still need to have some income. Okay, December 13th, congratulations, you Shauna. I'm happy for you, girl. Okay, I sure wish I could call tell y'all that, but I might be past them days of saying I'm having a baby. But I'm happy for anybody that is and is willing to bring a child into this world, especially the way that it is. But I am praying for you. Have a safe delivery. Okay, um, and we will see that baby when it's here. Yes, Willie. Okay, hey, Miss Cynthia. Miss Cynthia says she liked to share it. I appreciate that. Okay. Michael Morris says, Shamika, we'll get it done. I'm a long-time real estate investor. Every time I have needed Shamika's help, she has not only been there for me and my clients and has got the job done. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Um, Let me just say this before I go. Now, on Wednesday, I need all of y'all to send me a strong support of prayer because I'm going to take the law school exam. I just decided that, I have been doing this kind of stuff with y'all for so long, that it's time that I get official, um, and continue to help y'all, but to help y'all in a way that I have a little bit more authority and for people to put some respect on my name. Okay. So that is the plan going forward. So Wednesday, I'll be taking this exam. I've been studying a lot. Um, to make sure I understand. And I done told y'all, I made the video. If y'all are interested in going to law school, they have made it, I mean, easy. Okay, I ain't gonna say it's dumbed down, but they have made it easier for people to enter into law school who normally would not go into law school because we are or were intimidated by this test or thinking we weren't going to be able to get in. They have relaxed the entrance standards so that you have more options. And if you guys are interested, I made a video about the JD Next. The JD Next is a contracts law class. It's 8 weeks, and basically you are studying contracts law, which is going to be one of your classes that you take in your first year of law school anyway. And this test is new. Okay, some schools are like, nah, we want to stick with the old program, but y'all already know how it is. People die off, things change, so it's going to be accepted more widely soon. But right now, 50 out of 200 schools are accepting it. So if anybody ever thought about going, please go. And let me tell y'all something. I am in a group with a lady who is 65 years old. Okay. She is already a neurologist. She's already a doctor. She has no reason to want to go to school again, but she said, I'm going to do it. So if she can do it, I know I can do it. So Wednesday, I'll be taking that test. I'll let y'all know on my score when I get it. But please, y'all encourage somebody else who's ever thought about going to law school to know that we don't have to be sitting over here taking these $2,000, $3,000 classes. I paid for them to try to understand this test that was written by a bunch of old white men that have nothing in common with me. So I am very happy that I could take this contracts law class because I understand contracts. So y'all come on and join class with me. I hope to see some of y'all there. All right. So thank you, T Black. Thank you, Sherelle. I appreciate that, y'all. So I just wanted, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna hold back my blessing. I'm just gonna put it out there so I can get all my get all my prayer warriors going in there for me. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. Thank you, Billy. And hey, Nicola. And I saw I got off the live when you asked me a question last week, and I apologize about that. Okay. What else I was gonna say? All right, so we talked about the tax brackets and the IRS. And again, I definitely told y'all about this, what we were talking about with Trump trying to do this, bringing these credit card interest rates down to 10%. I'm telling you, if at any time y'all wanted to do a consolidation loan, that would be probably the time to try to do it. Unfortunately, banks are so swift that they're probably not going to let you lock in the 10% rate. So if you have the cash and are able to get out of debt, if they lowered your credit card limit, not limits, your credit card interest rate, that is when I would be looking to do it. If not, y'all going to be stuck at the same interest rates that you have now. And that's the part that sucks, but that's exactly how it is going. Okay. And a lot of people have been asking me about these tariffs, okay? And I just want to let y'all know I'm a big Temu shopper, okay? I love Temu. I don't know, I shop on Shein every once in a while, but I love Temu. And if y'all love Temu like me and y'all love buying products from Amazon, I just need y'all to know that if Trump uh, messes with these tariffs, great for the government, but it's going to suck for you guys because what's going to happen is they're going to pass the savings on to you and there aren't going to be any savings. So I need y'all to understand that if he does this, because these countries aren't trying to work with the United States, we are going to be paying a whole lot more for our $7 and $8 items that we have, that we've been used to paying. That's the part that they're not telling you guys. It sounds good that we're punishing these other countries and we're trying to make them do this. We're trying to force them to do that. But what you guys have to realize is this country is built on capitalism, and people, these other countries, they may say, fine, you can bill us and make us pay more money to ship goods. But what we're going to do is we're going to make your people of your country pay more money for the same things they've been getting. If you are upset about inflation and how it's affecting your gas and how it's affecting grocery prices, imagine what it's going to affect when you guys are trying to buy Nike shoes, when you guys are trying to buy anything off of Amazon, anything off of any of these sites. Why? Because America barely makes anything. Everything is imported into this country. Okay. So if they add tariffs, just know that you guys are going to be paying for it. So I say that all to say, please do not sit back and think you cannot call your congressman, your senator, and let them know that you don't want these things to be passed, because essentially it's going to hurt not the rich people. Who is it going to hurt? The same people that I'm talking to all the time. And I'm not saying that none of us ain't rich. We are working our way to get there. Okay. We're like the Jeffersons. Okay. We're trying to move on up, but it's going to affect us the most. And that is what's going to hurt because, well, it's going to hit our bottom line. That's right, Miss Linda. He pulled this nonsense before. That's why I'm telling you. A lot of the things that he's saying sounds real good because people are like, yeah, stop being such, so soft on these other countries. And Joe Biden was relaxed on this and he was relaxed on that. But a lot of times we need diplomacy, and we can't just come and tell these people that this is what they're going to start doing, and they will do it. But what they're going to do is they're going to pass it to us. We're going to be looking crazy and paying out all this money. And that's just not what I want for us. So if y'all see that these things are going to start happening, I'm telling you now, start buying your stuff in bulk. Get it in now before these prices go up. Because like I said, I love Temu and I hate to pay $15 for something that I was just paying $4 for just a couple weeks ago. Okay, that's not what I want. All right. Let's see. Yes, I'm telling you, it's going for Temu too. Anything that has to be shipped over here is going to have the tariffs. That's what the tax. They're going to add taxes to that, which means they're going to pass that on to you. All right. And we can't afford it. Okay. We barely can make it now. That's why they're trying to make credit cards down to 10% because everybody's charging everything cheap on the credit card. Now, I mean, don't even get me started, y'all. Don't even get me started. Okay. Let me see. Oh, and let me add this. I know I tell you guys all the time to make sure you check your irs.gov account so that you can verify these 1099s. If you never listened to me before, you're going to make sure you want to do it now. Because if they're going to be sending you these 1099Ks, you need to make sure that your 1099 matches what the IRS received. And if you don't receive all of them because you moved, you still need to be able to go into your account on the irs.gov site so that you can pull your 1099Ks. Because if you only receive 3, but the IRS got 6, you are definitely going to get a notice. Okay. Remember what I told y'all, things are automated now. It's not a person doing this. So it taking years and years to catch up to you is a thing of the past. They are finding out immediately. Red flags are going up, and you are going to be sent a CP letter, period. Okay. Or it says coupon, coupon, coupon. You got that right. Mahalia says, sounds like an excellent opportunity to cut back on spending on unnecessary stuff and save our money. You're right. You're exactly right. But see, now I don't like to get too political or anything, but other countries are trying to move away from the dollar. So, and if y'all been paying attention to me, I definitely feel that we are one day the dollar's not going to be, well, the dollar ain't really worth anything right now if we want to be technical about it. Okay. um but if everything becomes digital money, what does cash really do? Okay, so I'm not going to tell you not to save, but what I'd like to see y'all do is maybe have some of that money as liquid reserve, but also put that money somewhere that it can make some money. All right. Why? Because if the dollar goes away and all you have is $1 million in the bank, well, what happens to that $1 million that you had in the bank? It's gone too. Okay. So that's why people are putting their money into Bitcoin. People are buying all of these virtual currencies. They're doing that because, well, we're going that way, whether they want to say it or not. The Federal Reserve has already stated that they're developing their own coin. This is the stuff that's not in the news often because they don't want to send people into a panic. But people who are paying attention, economists, people who are in the government, they know what's going on. They just put out a little bit of breadcrumbs. Hopefully, you don't see it because if you live in a world of capitalistic society, somebody has to be poor and somebody has to be rich. And if you're not catching on to what's going on out there, then unfortunately you were designated to be in that poor category, and they will stay rich. And they stay rich because they hoard information and they don't let you know everything. They put it out there, but you won't find it. Okay. So pay attention. Okay. Miss Linda, I swear I'm not trying to get on my pedestal. I hate making to talk about politics or anything like that. But man, since I've been doing this, so much has changed. And right about now, it is, I don't know what to tell you guys to expect to see coming up. We have to wait because so much is going to happen that Trump is saying that he's going to do. So we really have to wait on to see if these things are actually going to come into fruition. But the things that we can fix now is what y'all need to be fixing right now for your own personal selves. I always tell you, if y'all need to come up with a plan, y'all need to talk. What can we do? Call me. Let's talk, book an appointment. Let's sit here and even if we can't figure out the next 20 years, I bet you I can help you plan for 5. Okay. Because some people aren't even going in that direction. And then you get caught up and you're out here and you're like a whole lot of other people and they're losing stuff, homes, cars, credit cards, credit's messed up. You have no bargaining power. You have no bargaining power if you have nothing. Okay. So we have to work on that. All right. And he did do it before, okay? And then one last thing, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. If anybody is mad at what Joe Biden did for his son, all I'm gonna say is, I don't have any children, but if I did, you better believe if I'm in a position to not let my children, family member go down, even my friends, I'm gonna do it. We did not agree with all the people that Trump pardoned, but Joe Biden pardoned his blood. None different than anybody else, even if he was wrong, and he was wrong. He was guilty. But if I have the opportunity to save somebody, you better believe I'm dropping that draw for Uno card as soon as I get the opportunity to. So I know that's what everybody's been talking about today. And I'm thinking, why are they even mad? I would do the same thing, and a lot of you guys would do it too. Basically, if y'all don't know, Joe Biden pardoned his son so that any crimes that he did from 2014 all the way to 2024, y'all hear, that man blocked off a good 10 years of Hunter's life so that he will not be able to be tried or brought up again. Okay. So if Trump can still become president and he's a felon, this boy can get off to, I personally, I past any of that, I don't care. Excuse me, I would have also gave him a pardon, and some of y'all would have too. So don't be getting caught up on all that stuff y'all seen on the news. Put y'all human hat on and know that y'all would probably do the same thing. Because I know I would have. Okay, it could have been my cousin on my mama's side, 5 generations down. If I have the opportunity to give somebody a break, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It says when you are president, you have a lot of amenities. That's a good thing. You got that right. And so that's what I'm saying. And he likes you. Y'all talk about me this bad. Y'all call me Brandon. Y'all call me old. Y'all call me senile. Y'all call me all these names. But I got one last card I'm gonna play before the holidays. And he dropped that card like a spades. If anybody plays spades, y'all know how y'all had a big joker or the little joker and how you slam it on it. That's exactly what Joe Biden did. He slammed that joker down on the table and said, I am okay. Bam, take that. And that's exactly what he did. And I would do the same thing. So we're not even going to be mad. Okay. All we need to do is be happy to know that we got a felon in the White House, because hopefully, this is the only good thing I can possibly think, is hopefully this will relax the laws and rules for other felons who come up behind him. Okay. So that's the only thing I can hope for, that he's here. Other than that, we just gonna have to figure it out together. All right. Juanita says, I would have got my son too. Okay, I definitely. That's why I'm like, why is people doing all this, acting like they so doggone mad? Let that man take care of his family. Okay. Now, if y'all really want to talk some drama, tell me why his son is married to his other son's wife. Now, if you really want to be technical, that's nasty. Okay. But him pardoning his son, I'm gonna go with that. But the marrying of the intermarrying, but see, if you know rich folks and how they protect their money, that's exactly what they do. They intermarry to keep the money going. They don't be in love. They do it because they have to. But that's a whole nother topic. Okay. Cynthia says, pardon your child, Joe. I know that's right. Aura says, if Joe did not pardon his son, that would be dumb. Thank you. Cynthia says, you damn straight. I'm gonna go to hello and back for my children. I would. And Miss Orr says, if I'm in a position to help my son, I sure will. Right. Nicola says, number 45 is into cryptocurrency. Everybody's into cryptocurrency except a lot of black and brown people. A lot of people who are in that tax bracket. That tax bracket of 22%, that 12%, and that 10%, those are the 3 most hit on tax brackets, because that is the majority of us. We're not investing in the crypto. Okay. And you should. You can do it right on your Cash App. Take them $5 from Cash App and buy you some damn Bitcoin. I promise you'll be happy in 10, 15 years, because this dollar is fiat money. It's not real. I mean, it's real. You can hold it. I can burn it. It's just paper. It has no value. Okay. Let them say that our $1 now is worth 65 cents. Some of y'all will fall to your face. Okay. So get you some crypto. You ain't got to use a lot. You ain't got to get a lot, but get you some. Okay. And there are some scammers in crypto, but this is why if I buy crypto, if I tell any of y'all to buy crypto, I would tell you to buy from a platform. Okay. If you want to buy coins, buy them from a platform, Coinbase. You want to buy crypto, do it from Cash App. If you notice, you can do them in the Cash Apps that they're now having us report. Why? Because they report it to IRS too, but they're now letting you take some of that money and buy currency with it. Y'all don't think that something is up with that? 10 years ago, you couldn't do it. 5 years ago, you could barely do that. So crypto is starting to pop up more and more places. That is the sign some of y'all need to pay attention and get you some. Lala says, no, he will close the door for anyone else to make sure other felons. Now, you got that right, Lala. You were exactly right. Now, that's what I told somebody too. I believe a lot of times rich people, they go in, they get themselves in, they get their family in, and they close the door behind them so they don't let anybody else in. If that's what you see, that then y'all need to go to your congressman and your senators and tell them that, we don't like this. And or some of us just need to run. Have y'all noticed that it's more regular people are starting to run because we are tired of seeing these same old white men in suits? Nothing against white men, because I had one, okay, a few. But some of these old rich white men who like things the way that it is, they're not about change. So if you want to see change, be the change you want to see. Okay, if he can do it as a felon, more felons going to be trying to do it. Just wait. Okay, just wait. Yes, the brother is dead, Miss Aura, and I don't understand how he was okay with letting the brother marry the other sister. I mean, marry the brother's wife. It's just a little nasty, but like I said, I know how they operate. Yes, better buy you some Bitcoin is at $93,000. That's the highest it's ever been, ever. Okay, never seen it that high. Okay, it's just like the stock market. All right, if I told y'all to get y'all some Tesla stock, y'all know Elon Musk is not trying to fail and not gonna fail no time soon. So even though it's probably over $1,000 now to buy some, buy you some. Facebook, y'all know it ain't going nowhere. Buy you some. Get you some money into something else just in case everything else fails. And more than likely, it will at some point. It may not fail 100%, but it will fail. We've already been in these financial issues where banks have crashed. Lots of things are going. So if you don't want these things to happen, then diversify your portfolio. Even though you have $100, you could still diversify like a person with $1 million. It can make you money. It's just gonna make your money slower. All right. Let me see if anybody said anything before I go. It's almost 8 o'clock. Um, T Black says, I'm just going to school now for cosmetology. I'm not working. That's good. And nothing wrong. Get you a trade. And if you're in school, make sure you're getting that student loan money, okay? Because Uncle Sam is the best uncle that anybody can have. He is gonna make sure he put money in your pocket. He gonna tax you, but he gonna take care of you if you do what he said. Okay, so congratulations, T Black. Get that cosmetology going on, girlfriend. That is always good. Okay. Um, are there any IRS amnesty programs? If you owe any money to the IRS, you can apply to have your debts uncollected. If you are on Social Security disability, you have low income, you can ask the IRS to make it so that you don't have to pay. Most time they're not going to wipe out your debt. They're not going to. They're either going to make it uncollectible. They will try to reduce some fines and fees. You can always do the offer and acceptance program, which is basically if they say you owe them $20,000 and you don't have it, you can say, well, hey, all I have is this. Here's a check for $10,000, $12,000. Look at my income. You see, I don't really make this much money. Can y'all wipe out the rest? They can make that determination. But what's going to happen is they're going to cash that check regardless if they tell you yes or no. Okay. But that's it. They don't have we're going to wipe out your thing all the way. But y'all know my favorite word is free, and the other one is bankruptcy. So the best amnesty program you're going to come up with is filing bankruptcy if you do not have the money to pay and you are in a financial situation. That's the best wipeout you can get. Okay. And IRS will let you throw the debt into bankruptcy as long as the debt is 2 years old. All right. Miss Cindy says there are crypto ATM machines at the gas stations in the neighborhood. Yes, ma'am, there are. I've seen people where now you can pay with your phone, a tap to pay with crypto. I've seen people get haircuts. They go and buy food. I went to a crypto conference, and I felt like I was the person that was broke because I didn't have any. I had cash. I had my wallet on my phone, and I was tapping to pay, and everything else was crypto. And I'm like, everybody's playing with crypto, and I'm over here playing with cash. I'm all old fashioned. So this is going to be a thing, guys. Okay, may not be for us in our age bracket, but for your grandkids, it's going to be a thing paying with crypto. So if you want them to have some money, you need to get some life insurance, because one thing for sure, we gonna pass. So get you some life insurance so they have some, so they can become instant rich. Start looking at some crypto. Make sure if you are if you're have a business or you are doing any kind of side hustle, make sure your paperwork is correct so that your money is going where you want it to be, so that when you file taxes, you can carry it onto the right tax form. And tune in to your girl. I'm gonna keep you up with as much as I can so that we can stay in this fight together. Okay, that's all. That's all we can do. All right. Let me see. Um, it says start local school or township. Now we could definitely start that. You got to have a lot of money to start a local school or a township, because you got to get your own police department. It's very expensive, but it can be done. They do it all the time. If y'all look at Atlanta, Atlanta used to be Atlanta. Buckhead was Atlanta, even though it's still a suburb of Atlanta. But Buckhead did not have its own police department. It did not have its own schools. They broke off and started their own thing. It's very expensive, but it can be done. Okay. Cynthia says get a mutual fund with Tesla in it. Doesn't cost you a lot. That's how I got my piece of Tesla stock. Not much, but I am in. Bam. Okay. And y'all can go right to Y'all can go to any one of these, like Acorn, any of these sites that let you invest some of your money from your check, right from your checking account. You can pick some stocks that you want. Okay, pick stocks of stuff that y'all know is hot. Ain't nobody, everybody gonna be drinking Pepsi and Coca Cola forever. That ain't never going nowhere. That been around before I was here. Those are the type of things y'all need to be looking at picking. Okay. With setting up a corporation affect benefits? No. If you want to talk about specific benefits, Mahalia, we could probably talk offline about that because I don't know what benefits you're talking about. But if you talk about welfare benefits, setting up a corporation does not have to affect them at all. Yes, Miss Aura, I have Acorn too. So if anybody hasn't used Acorn, I love Acorn. Acorn just will automatically take some money out your check, when not your check, out your banking account whenever you set. You can set it for a small amount. You can set it for 3 times that amount, whatever you want. Every little bit counts. And I can tell you one thing: if I ever got into a pinch and I needed that money, and even if it was $600, $700, yeah, I'm gonna have to pay for it at tax time. But I'd rather pay tax on a couple $100s and thousands of dollars, because some of y'all be cashing out your retirements and it's just too high. But put you some money away so that you have in case you need for emergencies. We try not to use it, but sometimes you have to, and I do understand. Okay. So anyway, I said all that basically to bring y'all the information that I did. Hope y'all got something out of it. Y'all know your girl can talk. Aura said she said her Acorn for $20. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I spend $20 buying food at Chick-fil-A. So if Miss Aura can do it for $20, y'all can do it for $20. Put y'all some money away and buy y'all some stock. This is the real deal, not playing, very serious. And again, if anybody got any questions about the law school thing, your credit thing, y'all need a plan. You like, man, I'm existing. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I want to do something. Holla at your girl. Go to my website, shamikasaves.com. It is up. You can still send me a message. You might not be able to book the appointment yet because we're working on that, but you can still message me, that we can talk and we can go from there. Call or text, one of the two. Anyway, I'm about to get back to studying. God bless you guys. I hope to be super relieved next Monday when I talk to y'all, because the test will be over and I'll know my grade in a little while. You should have gotten a notice to renew your P10, Miss Aura. If not, just go to, I'll text you the website that you can check to make sure it's good to go. The IRS, I think, unfortunately, is making us pay to renew this crap. But I will send you the link so that you can see if your P10 is good to go. Okay. So love y'all. Y'all have a good one. Thank you, Miss Linda. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you guys next Monday. Okay. 7 p.m. Bye. See you. Bye, y'all.